We told you last week, or earlier this week actually, about Janice Fiamengo, the professor at the University of Ottawa, shut down from giving a talk on her own university campus. Before that, it was John Gormley at the University of Regina being shut down, or at least interrupted for a long time. This happens all over the place. Katherine Timpf writes for campusreform.org. She joins us now from New York with her own story. Timpf, you were trying to go to a national feminist leadership conference and they didn't want you there?
Right. It was a campus leadership conference for feminists, so students who are feminists. I'm a college news reporter at Campus Reform, so it's my job to go talk to college students, see what their views are on issues. So I thought this would be a natural place for me to go and try to talk to college students. It's supposed to be an inclusive conference according to all of its policies. As soon as they found out I work for a conservative group, I was basically bullied out of the building.
Okay, so I want to read a quote from their promotional material and then play a portion of what happened to you. It reads, this is how they describe themselves. Our workshops and panels will be structured around inclusivity and with a focus on representing various perspectives and experiences. With that in mind, we give you what happened to Katherine.
Campus Reform is a conservative organization.
Yeah. Oh.
I love how you guys aren't wanted here. We know.
What'd you say?
How you guys aren't wanted.
We're not wanted here? That was supposed to be like inclusive of everybody.
No.
Because this is a conservative organization. There's a conservative organization.
In other words, they're a group that's conservative.
Yeah.
And so what we are fighting for is not something. Yeah.
All right. Just assuming that based on where I work.
Yeah, we are.
You should know, if you're doing this interview, that they're a conservative organization.
We're just trying to ask people, kind of explain like what feminism means
I just
to you.
want to let you know this is a conservative media site, so I just wanted to warn you.
Do you know that this is conservative? I just want to let you know that it's conservative media.
Okay, so Katherine, want to fill us in a bit more?
Everyone was very nice to me at first, and I think it kind of shows. For example, when I'm talking to that one student and he's very, inclusive, and then he hears them say Campus Reform is conservative, and his face, he goes, like he just saw somebody get hit by a bus. And it went from that to the conference organizers actually made an announcement, not the students. We're talking about the organizers of this conference made an announcement saying don't talk to her. They took pictures of me when I wasn't looking and were posting them on Twitter saying if you see her, just want to warn you, she's conservative. And the policy said there would be staff there to make sure nobody felt uncomfortable or demoralized or threatened. And then the staff wound up devoting all of their energy to making sure that I did feel this way.
So, look, you are feminine, you are a woman. Can you not be a feminist and conservative? They just don't like your view of what feminism might be?
The thing is, they don't have any idea what my view of feminism is. Nobody ever asked me what my perspective was on any issue. As a female, I'm sure we wouldn't have agreed on everything, but I'm sure we would have agreed on some things. We could have found some common ground. They did exactly what so many people were telling me they were there to fight against. They looked at where I worked, they placed a label on me, and then they judged me based on stereotypes that they had already constructed in their minds around that label.
So how often does this happen to you? As you say, you work for an organization that reports on college campuses. I know Ann Coulter has been shut down on college campuses. Her worst experience ever, is, as far as I recall from last time I talked to her, was here in Ottawa. She showed up to speak at the University of Ottawa, and like Janice Fiamengo, they tried to shut it down just by banging on drums and pots and pans and shouting, and then they pulled the fire alarm just to stop Ann from talking. Does that sort of thing happen to you on a regular basis?
Well, at Campus Reform, we hear about it happening to students on college campuses all the time. So that's kind of what we're there for, is to give a voice to these students who are sometimes all alone on college campuses, not just by other students, but even professors who are teaching things in the classroom where if they disagree or they say, oh, no, I don't think capitalism is responsible for all the problems of the world, they're worried they're going to get a bad grade. This was definitely an example of something that goes on a larger scale all over the place. It was very extreme. I wasn't even able to talk to anybody. I was treated as though I had such strong powers of evil that even one conversation with me would be so detrimental that they needed to go to these kind of lengths to prevent students from talking to me.
Well, I've met you. You're tiny, but you're mighty, so maybe you do have these powers. I don't know. You're a dangerous woman, Katherine. So What's your next step? You're going to keep following groups like this? You're going to keep going from campus to campus? Or are you looking for a fight now?
I'm not looking for a fight, and I wasn't there looking for a fight either. The questions I were asking were things like, what does feminism mean to you? What do women's rights mean to you? I was asking open-ended questions to try to get students' opinions on the issue that they came from all around the country to discuss. So I think it could have been an opportunity for them maybe to share their message with an audience that they're not normally used to speaking to. And again, I'm a female myself. I'm certainly not a misogynist. I think we could have found some things in common, but they instead decided to treat me as an enemy based on where I worked, which is, again, exactly what they said they were there fighting against. Labels, stereotypes, there to be inclusive, but I was about as excluded as you can possibly get.
We got about 30 seconds left. I want your thoughts on this. The left wants diversity, 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 except they practice the opposite. Do you think students will ever pick up on that?
I don't know, but I think people who see this video, a lot of people who I know who are my friends who are very liberal are even saying that it's not fair the way I was treated. And hopefully it can serve as an example, especially because all the people who do know me are saying, you were just there to get opinions. You judged her wrongly on appearances or on a label, and that's exactly what you're saying that you shouldn't do. So
we'll make sure that
I think that it'll make people think.
We'll make sure we get the video up, sunnewsnetwork.ca.